I'd love to hear your interpretation of the events that led to the destruction of these minor Erdtrees in the comments below. And if you think I got something wrong, feel free to tell me. After all, we're all only human. Now let's get into it. The environmental design of Elden Ring is a dazzling work of art. When the Tarnished first steps through the door of the decrepit church in which they wake, their field of view shows two things: Stormveil Castle, the location of the first Great Rune, and the magnificent glow of the Erdtree, lording over all who dwell in the lands between. The Erdtree is a powerful religious figure in the lands between, acting as a conduit for the greater will, and a symbol of hope for the precious few who still look up to the light of the Golden Order. During the early years of the Age of the Erdtree, it was seen as a perfect creation, with no need nor ability to progenate. Unfortunately, as the saying goes, everything that has a beginning will come to an end, and the Erdtree was no exception. When the power of the Erdtree began to wane, it began to release seeds, propagating children known as minor Erdtrees throughout the world. With a direct connection to the dominant religion of the lands between, and the greater will itself, one begins to wonder, how and why did 3 of the minor Erdtrees die? The 3 deceased Erdtrees can be found on Mount Gelmir, the mountaintop of the giants, and the edge of the consecrated snowlands, all of which are home to groups who are hostile towards the Golden Order and their mysterious, unseen master. Mount Gelmir hosts Rykard, son of Radagon and Renala, an unwavering opponent to the Golden Order. Following the Shattering, Rykard and his army of recusants waged war on Leyndell and its inhabitants. It's very possible that the recusants burnt down the minor Erdtree using their magma sorceries as an act of defiance against their enemies. One particularly deadly campaign, enacted by the forces of the capital, led to the devastation of the area surrounding the Volcano Manor. Perhaps the tree was simply unfortunate collateral damage of this horrific event. One other opposing faction can be found in the Mount Gelmir area, a group that also has a close connection to the other areas in which the Erdtrees have been felled. The Fire Monks. Fervent adherents to the fell god of flame, they can be found besieging Laiith Castle, using the Flame of Ruin to annihilate what little is left of the area. There's no explanation as to why the Fire Monks are here. The bodies inside the castle all sport the Leyndell tabard, suggesting that the Fire Monks may be allied with the recusants in their fight against the Golden Order. Interestingly, this is the only minor Erdtree without an avatar protector. The other destroyed Erdtrees are guarded by putrid avatars, similar to the ones afflicted by Scarlet Rot in Caelid. Instead, the Tarnished faces an ulcerated tree spirit in what seems to be the final stand of the destroyed Erdtree, eager for revenge on those who have wronged the greater will. The mountaintop of the giants is home to the original worshippers of the fell god of flame, the Fire Giants, who were so passionately devoted to their god they manifested his one-eyed visage upon their torsos. In an attempt to erase worship of the heathen outer god entirely, Queen Marika waged a brutal campaign against the giants. Maybe the destruction of their precious minor Erdtree was the final straw, the war a retaliatory measure. Or was the destruction of the tree an answer to this hostility? Either way, we can be certain that this tree's demise came in the form of giant zealots belching fire from their stomachs. The final destroyed Erdtree found in the consecrated snowfields may have the most interesting story of all, involving the Queen's own children. Malenia, cursed at birth to eternally spread the Scarlet Rot, and Miquella, who strayed from the light of the Erdtree after realizing the greater will would do nothing to help Malenia of her ailment. The twins travelled north from the safety of Leyndell through the Forbidden Lands, and attempted to grow their own Erdtree, named the Haligtree and watered using Miquella's own blood. Unfortunately, the Haligtree failed to grow to the same magnificence as the Erdtree. Whether this is because of Malenia rotting the root system with her Scarlet Rot, or Mohg kidnapping Miquella, leaving the tree without its lifebud? No one truly knows. The close proximity of the rotting halig tree to the consecrated snowfields, and the presence of a putrid avatar protecting this minor Erd tree, seems to indicate that Malenia's scarlet rot travelled throughout the area, poisoning the tree and causing it to slowly die from the inside out. This information also implies that 2 more minor Erd trees are on their path to expiration. Both of the trees located in Caelid, an area decimated by the scarlet rot, have putrid avatars and rotting roots. Though established timelines are fuzzy at best in the lands between, it's implied that the battle for Caelid between Radahn and Malenia, which caused the destruction and the rot to grow, happened much later than the budding and subsequent rotting of the halig tree. It's only a matter of time until the death of these trees as well.